Welcome back to Masculine Scrapping. Today I'm going to do the second spread of the Fort Worth trip and the Fort Worth Water Gardens. This is a pretty cool place to go. You can see from the picture here these waterfalls are going down into this pit, and you can go down in there. I would say this, that while this is a pretty cool place, certainly built before ADA, I think, and I don't think I would take small children here. It felt kind of dangerous to me. You can see all this water, and you could literally just fall in, and then it would be difficult to get out. So I would not say this is a small kid place, but super cool. The sounds that were there, it was just cool. I'm going to do a little more work than I normally do because I want to show you something I've done. You see these two basically little fountain pieces, cut them out with my Cricut machine. They're going to go in the middle here, but I want to show you that I cut them out of the center of this piece here, and the reason I moved them on the Cricut Design machine to cut them out of the middle is this is actually my background paper, so I'm bringing that out of here. If I'd cut it from somewhere else, it may not have ended up matting well. So I'm going to show you in this one how I matte these photos. Will take a little bit longer, but I always start with one, which is where you should start, and I'm very careful to make sure that it is square because all of the others then will play off of that. When you get one crooked, then they all end up being somewhat crooked. So okay. This is a scrap from a photograph I used in another project, and the reason I use this to push down the photographs is it keeps them from being scratched while you're doing that, and also does not put fingerprints or finger oils onto your photographs. So I don't know how I figured that technique out. I didn't learn it from anyone, but I just got tired of trying to figure out how not to make a mess of my own photographs. This last one's always important. You need to make sure it's lining up in all ways. Okay, so there we go. So that one's done. Now I'll work on this one, and then we'll cut both of them at the same time. These trees growing around this fountain were fascinating. I think they're I can't remember what the names of them are, but they send up these nodes, and I'm not sure if they were thinking about this when they did the design of this, but these nodes are coming up all over through the sidewalks and everything, and it looks pretty cool, but my gut is at some point it's going to damage the structure enough that they're going to have to do something to try and fix it. I like this particular placement of photographs because you can easily get 8 4x6s onto a double spread, and it's probably the best way to do that. Now, something's wrong here. See that? I have a photograph that for some reason is just a tad bigger. So I'm gonna use my Fiskars cutter. I've already put some tape on here, so I have to be very careful. There we go. Sometimes they don't come all the same size from the printers. I first thought I'd made some kind of mistake, but I'm fairly certain this batch of photos had quite a few issues coming from the printers. I normally wait until some store is having a big discount on prints, and then I'll print 700 or 800 at a time, which then of course makes wherever I'm doing it a little upset because now they've got to have someone spend all day printing my photographs. But getting them at 50% off is a good idea. Now you see these two, one is going to be 10 inches long and the other 12. I'll hold on to these. This might end up as a border in another project that you'll get to see later. On this one it's pretty square, but sometimes one of these will be thicker than the others. I always cut the the one that's thicker to be the 12-inch one, so that I've got more to work with on borders. So again, we will be saving those. Okay, so now, see, I can put it right over here, and I think I showed you this technique in an earlier video, but I don't want to actually end up putting sticky tabs where these holes are. So I just take a pencil and outline those, and then that way you can see there's, you might be able to see 2 circles there. I will avoid excuse me, putting tape on those spaces, but in order to make sure that I'm getting good adhesiveness in that space, I will use that pattern. Now when I put this back down, I might have missed a little bit, but I know at least I won't just have tape in the middle of nowhere. And I am going to do those as square as I can on this page. Again, now press with my other photograph, and then, and you want to know what? I ended up putting this on the wrong side of the paper. This is a textured paper, and I used the wrong side. So here we go. Great example how to fix a problem. I'm using this tool that comes with the Cricut machine to remove the adhesive, and I'm just going to flip this over so I've got the textured side, and we should be able to get this down without too much trouble. Usually you can pull the sticky tabs up 1 or 2 times. After that, they're not going to work. And let's see, yeah, did pretty good on the lines. Okay. I'm just going to put this down with sticky tabs. If it didn't have as much space to put the sticky tabs, I might have used glue, but there we go. Chose the color scheme. You're like, what a weird color scheme. It looks like chocolate mint. Well, the brown comes off of this picture here and that. The green, I've chosen to match this color, so it's pulling the colors out that are already in the photograph. So sometimes you want contrasting colors, sometimes you want complementary colors, and that's what I've tried to do here, is to use pictures in the spread that are going to highlight what the pictures are. And again, say I'm bringing both spreads together, and then I'm going to make sure that they're centered on the page and centered with each other so that it looks balanced. Okay, this is the textured side. Alright. You can tell this video is taking a little bit longer because I'm spending all this time showing you matting photos, and so you'll understand why in many of the other videos I pre-do that. But I wanted to show you basically how I did that, why I did that, because it basically saves paper. I didn't have to use a third piece of that same colored cardstock to make this spread. And then the other thing is, sometimes you only have 2 pieces of paper and you want to create something like this, so you've got to cut out from behind. So there you have it, the Fort Worth Water Gardens, Fort Worth, Texas. Hope you have enjoyed this video, and I am looking forward to seeing your projects. Take care.